All right, good morning, everybody. Jeremy Brunansky here. It's Monday morning. It is 10 a.m. PST. That means it's time to start another episode here of Brunansky's Vlog live on YouTube. Again, I'm Jeremy Brunansky. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Every Monday at 10 a.m. PST, we go live right here on YouTube to talk movie news, movie reviews, and a little bit more. We've got another special edition coming to you guys today where we're going to take a look at the weekend box office and just a little bit of what happened at the SAG Awards and kind of explain what that is. So stay tuned for that. Don't go anywhere. We've got a lot to talk about, but we're going to try and get you guys back to your Monday as quickly as possible here. We try again within 30 minutes. So we're going to try and keep it within that 30-minute range so we don't go over, so you guys can get back to your mornings. Again, I'm Jeremy Brunansky. As we go through the show, we've got some links down below in the description box that you're going to want to check out. Those links cover a couple different articles that I've written as far as what films look like in 2018. What were some of the high points? What were some of the low points? 2019, what do we have to look forward to this year with films? What's arriving in theaters that we can get excited about? What am I curious to see because we don't have trailers for all these films yet? Check that article out. And also, I put up a brand new article after the Oscar nominations dropped. I give some of my thoughts on some of the Oscar nominations as well. So there's 3 articles down below that you're going to want to check out. And that's all right there in the description box. Just hit the little arrow and you'll see it. Also, as we go through the box office breakdown this morning, we take a look at who's making what money. What did you guys see? All those links are down below as well. So follow along down there. Really important links that you're going to want to check out. And finally, if you have any interest in starting your own YouTube channel, your own Facebook Live, Twitch stream, IGTV, whatever the case may be, I threw some links down as well for just some entry-level gear to get you guys started so you can go ahead and get your content, whatever it may be, up on the interwebs. So go ahead and check those out as well. Also, if you're new, thanks for stopping by this morning again. Every Monday at 10 a.m. PST, we go live right here on YouTube. So make sure you click the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get the notifications when new content drops on this channel. And don't forget to give me the thumbs up if at any point during the show you enjoy any portion of the show, because the thumbs up helps people who like movie related shows find this movie related show right here on YouTube. Now we're going to go ahead and jump into the weekend box office report. I was able to get out to the theaters this past week to see 2 films. I saw The Upside and I saw Serenity. And we'll talk a little bit about both of those films since they're both in the top 10. But you're going to want to stay tuned on this channel because later this week, those reviews will drop in their entirety. So again, make sure you hit the bell when you click subscribe so you get notified as soon as those reviews drop in the movie review playlist. All right, let's take a look at the weekend box office and let's see what you guys were watching, because I just told you I saw Serenity and I saw The Upside. So real quick, in the top 5, we've got number 5, Spiderman Into the Spiderverse, coming in with 6,150,000. Coming in at number 4 is The Kid Who Would Be King, coming in with 7,250,000. Number 3 is Aquaman at 7,350,000. Number 2 is The Upside with $12,240,000. And coming in at number 1 again in its second week, we have Glass with another $19,049,000. So pretty good stuff this weekend. Nothing really too surprising. The Kid Who Would Be King, first week out. Serenity in its first week out. I think the big surprise as far as top 5 are concerned, since Serenity did hit the top 10, but not the top 5, is that Serenity did not make it into the top 5. But we'll talk a little bit more about my thoughts. I'll give you a little heads up on what I thought about that film before the full review drops. Also, if you're following us on Twitter at Brunansky's Vlog, I will give you a quick little tweet of what I thought my initial thoughts were of each of these films before I do the full review on this channel. So if you want to get a little sneak peek into maybe where my thoughts are headed, you're going to want to follow along at Brunansky's Vlog on Twitter, because that's where I throw up those initial thoughts right after I check the film out in theaters. So follow along there. But real quick, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse continuing to hold strong in its 7th week. It's now made over $169 million on a budget of about $90 million. So great job overall. Now, if you go back to the movie review playlist, you can hear my full thoughts about this film. Spoiler alert, really enjoyed it. So not surprised and kind of happy actually to see that this film is still holding strong in the top 5, because it's a really good film. It's a really good animated film. It's got a good story. The animation, if you're faithful watchers of the show, you know I really enjoyed the animation on this movie. So not too surprising to see that that's still in the top 5, because it doesn't have a lot of competition, right? When you look at the films that are out right now, there's not really anything else out there that's really standing toe to toe with this film. as far as the type of film it is, right? With a cartoon, an animated film that's taken a look at, Spider-Man. Spider-Man movies usually always do pretty well. So you make it a good animated film, why wouldn't it do well there too, right? So not too surprising to see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse in the top 5. The Kid Who Would Be King at number 4 is pretty impressive, right? I thought maybe, school's in session, right? So families are kind of back to their normal life. The holidays are over. And I figured, maybe we'd see The Kid Who Would Be King coming in the top 10. But number 5 doesn't really surprise me either. I'm actually a little impressed more than I am surprised. The trailers looked fun. You can check out my review of the trailers on the trailer review playlist on this channel, but the trailers look fun. So I figured the movie would do well. Let's take a look real quick at what it got on Rotten Tomatoes with The Kid Who Would Be King. So The Kid Who Would Be King came in at 86% certified fresh and an audience score of 71% fresh. The Kid Who Would Be King got a CinemaScore of a B+. So Rotten Tomatoes, both the critics and the audience scored it fresh, gave it a certified fresh at 86%, and then CinemaScore gave it a B+. A B+ is pretty good, right? Little shy of an A, so maybe people enjoyed it, but they weren't, clapping hands and high-fiving each other on the way out of the theater, but they had a really good time in this film. And I think that's showing in the box office results, coming in at number 4. So job well done to The Kid Who Would Be King. Again, it looks like a fun family film that's dealing with Merlin, right? The Knights of the Round Table, but with a modern twist. It just looks like a fun kid family movie with some pretty good action sequences and CGI. So happy to see that it's doing so well. Happy to read that the people who got out to see it are supporting it with, an 86% certified fresh, audience score 71% fresh, and a B+ CinemaScore. So that all bodes well for this film. Looking forward to seeing what type of legs it has, though, as it continues on in the weeks to come. Coming in at number 3, we have Aquaman, and then that is still making money, and this is in its 6th week. It's still in the top 5, still in the top 3. The Upside coming in with $12,240,000 in the number 2 spot on a budget of about $37.5 million. It is almost making money at this point. We're about $63 million. So, right, you want to make the money back from the initial cost plus double that. So $70 million is kind of the golden ticket number that they're shooting for. Will they make it? I don't know, but they're really close right now. So it went into an additional 57 theaters according to Box Office Mojo. So it's still being added to theaters. People are still getting out and supporting it. Obviously, it's in the top 2. And I enjoyed The Upside. I enjoyed it as much as I thought I would, plus a little bit more. But on the other side of the coin, I thought the movie was a little slow. And I thought that it felt way longer than the actual runtime. This movie it's consistently slow all the time. So I can't fault it for that, because at least the pacing is slow from beginning to end, but it's so slow the movie feels way longer than it actually is. But the story's really good. It will leave you smiling when you walk out of the theater. There's some really good laughs. There's some really good heart. There's some really good back and forth between the characters. I would have liked to see a little bit more from Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart as the tension starts to climb and as kind of we're building into these like big explosions, right, of personalities. Would have liked to see a little bit more from them there, but overall, really enjoyed my time with this story. So I'm happy to see that it's still making money, and I'm happy to see that the Rotten Tomatoes score and the CinemaScore all represent my feelings as well as far as the audience is concerned, not the critics. So if you haven't seen The Upside, spoiler alert, I'm going to recommend you check it out, but check it out once it's available on Redbox or your preferred streaming service, right? I don't think you're going to miss or lose anything from the comfort of your own home that you would get from, a big theater screening, right? I think all of the moments will be just as impacting from your couch as they would be inside the theater. So check it out once it's available on DVD or your preferred streaming service. Glass, still haven't seen this one, but it had a budget of $20 million like we talked about last week. And it's now made over $70 million. So everybody at Universal, including M. Night Shyamalan, has got to be really happy with this film, because in its 2nd week, it's more than doubled its budget, which is really good. And that's what you kind of want to see, right? From films that are being set up as these kind of big tentpole films like this one was, especially early in January, right? No real competition. And it really had an opportunity to make some money, and ba-boom, it is making its money. So job well done to everybody at Universal, M. Night Shyamalan, and everybody involved with Glass. Let's take a look real quick at the top 10. Coming in at number 10, we have Dragon Ball Super Broly. Number 9, Escape Room. Number 8, Serenity. 7, A Dog's Way Home. And number 6, Green Book. Green Book has been still making money, and it was added into another 1,500 theaters, according to Box Office Mojo, plus 1,500 theaters. So from last week to this week, we saw another increase of over 100% in the box office earnings. So when the news came out that this film was nominated and got some nominations, etc., I think that really helped get people back into the theaters, because they went, well, wait a minute, if the actors and stuff like that are getting nominated for this film, maybe we need to check it out. And boy, did they, right? From last week to this week, we saw a plus 150% change, and that is plus it also was added to over 1,500 theaters. So, and that's in its 11th week. So Green Book is really doing big things for Universal. It had a budget of about 23 million. It's made almost 50 million. So again, it's a smaller film, right? Look, the trailers look good. I still want to see this film. And in its 11th week, it's still making money. It's still being added to theaters. Oscar season's right here. We're in it. We're in the middle of it. The nominations are out. You can read my thoughts down below, right? The article is there. Click the link and you can read my thoughts about the Oscar nominations. So really nice to see that Green Book is still getting some love. Everybody at Universal's got to be really happy about this film as well. Over 1,500 theaters added in its 11th week, still making bucks. Great job to everybody at Green Book. All right, let's jump into Serenity real quick. Coming in at number 8, Matthew McConaughey film. The cast in this film, really good. But my goodness, whoa, what a muddled story. Now, I could see exactly what they were going for, but wow, did it not work. It did not work. It was like when you're watching the film, and again, these are just my initial thoughts, right? I haven't had time to really just write everything down. So stay with me. This might get weird. So I could see what they were going for. They were trying to create this kind of like, what is this island, right? So is this like Shutter Island? Is this guy crazy and he thinks he's, living this thing, but it's actually this other thing? Is this like the TV show Lost, where this isn't like an island? This is like, an afterlife, purgatory kind of place, right? Is this like the Truman Show? Is he being watched? Is this like the Matrix or Tron or something like that, where it's a game that this guy's involved in? Like, there's all these different possibilities that we could be seeing. And this is with the character of Matthew McConaughey. Like, what is this world that this guy's in? What is this island? Where is this island? What is going on in the island? All of the people seem cool, but they all seem kind of weird. There's some repetitive stuff on the radio. And you're just like, what is going on in this island? And then once the big reveal happens at the end of the second act, right as you go into the third act, it all just falls apart. It gets super weird. The explanation of what was going on just made me sit back and go, wait a minute. So if that's what's going on, then that means these things had to be done by this person to get, and it was just like, why would that person do these things? And I don't want to get into it here because I don't want to spoil anything, but my review will be a spoiler. So if you're like, what are you talking about, Jeremy? This is super confusing. That's how I felt watching the film. Once the big reveal happens at the end of the second act, going into the finale, the third act of the film, it just all wait a minute. If that's what this is, now it's super weird and I'm super confused, because why? Just stay tuned for the review. I'll explain everything there when a full spoiler. This is non-spoiler. But yeah, Serenity really falls apart at the end. I know what they were going for, and I know kind of what they wanted to achieve with the story, and kind of that big shock and awe surprise moment of, oh, that's what this is. It did not work. It made it super confusing, and I was just like sitting there going, whoa, that's weird. And we'll explain it more in the review, so stay tuned for that. But great acting, outside of the story being super weird because of the ending. Great acting by everybody in this film. They all delivered the personalities I thought they were supposed to deliver. Matthew McConaughey, always a talent, right? You put that guy in a movie, he's going to do a good job acting. The movie could stink. The movie could be awesome. In this case, the movie could be super confusing and weird by the end. He's still going to do a good job, and he does. Everybody else in the film does a good job too. And, if you want to see a film that's got really good acting, this is a pretty good film to check out just for the sake of the acting. The story, super weird by the end, but the acting in it, really good. So I am a little surprised to see that Serenity is coming in at number 8. I thought it would be higher in the top 10 before I saw it. After I've seen it, I don't think we'll see it in the top 10 next week. I think this film is going to have a really big drop off, because I know when I walked out of the theater, I was like, that was really weird. And that was it. You know, I ran through some thoughts and everything like that, but I was just like, whew, that was a weird movie. By the end, once all of the questions are answered, I was like, well, that was weird. So there you go. There's my thoughts, my non-spoiler thoughts on Serenity. Stay tuned on this channel for the full spoiler review, where I'll kind of break everything down as to what was weird and why it was weird. That's coming this week. Stay tuned. All right, so just real quick, Dragon Ball Super Broly, right? That film came out of nowhere last week in the top 5. And then we saw it drop 63% from week 1 to week 2. And that's not really surprising, right? Because like we said last week, where did this film come from? All of the fan base for this film must have come out in force last week to check this thing out. And that's what got the numbers that it got last week, because I was surprised. I didn't know anything about this film. I thought it was like a Fandango event or something, like a Fathom events, something like that, where it's like, you know, they take a film that was released on DVD and then they throw it on the big screen for like 2 days or something like that. Like you saw The Killing Joke, the animated film by DC Warner, like that was a Blu-ray, but then they threw it up on the big screen for like a couple nights. So I thought it was something like that, but it was actually a real film. And I was like, what? Okay. And it did really well last week, 63% drop this week. Not really surprising, right? So we can say that, you know, the fans that went out to support it did not get out as strong in that second week. But hey, great first week showing. So congratulations to all the fans that got out there and all the fans that went back a second or third time. You guys kept it in the top 10. All right. We're going to move real quick now into the SAG Awards. We're not going to spend too much time on this, but the SAG Awards did hit last night. So if you're wondering, what are the SAG Awards? The SAG Awards is the Screen Actors Guild Award, and it works like this. You have 2,500, and this is all online. You can find it through the Screen Actors Guild page. It's all 2,500 voting members pick the initial actors for the categories. So out of all of the members, the SAG-AFTRA has over 160,000 members. Out of those members, 2,500 are selected to choose who is going to be the nominees. So those 2,500 members vote on the nominees, and then they say, okay, here's who we're going to be voting for this year at the awards ceremony. Then all of the SAG members who have their membership and everything paid to date, all their dues are current, right? Then all of those members get to vote on the nominees, and that's where we are. So this is Screen Actors Guild Award has got a large voting base, so you hope that it's pretty accurate, right? As to kind of what everybody in that little world for screen actors like thinks about, you know, their colleagues. Who did they think that they work with did the best job? And you've got, like I said, 2,500 people to do the initial selection, and then you have 190 or 160,000 members that can vote, if they're current on their membership and their dues, right? They can vote on everything else. So that's pretty wild. So just real quick, both of these articles are down below. You can compare them side by side if you want. The first one's going to be, both of these are from the Hollywood Reporter. First one's going to be for the SAG Awards, which was just yesterday, I believe. And then the other one is going to be the Oscar nominations. So you can see kind of where the difference lies and who got the awards for SAG versus who is up for an Oscar. So real quick, I want to just give a shout out to the Black Panther crew, because they won the big award. They won Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture, and they went up against Black Panther, A Star is Born, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, and Crazy Rich Asians. So job well done to everybody involved with Black Panther on that win. We're going to just jump real quick into the next one, which is Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Leading Role. Glenn Close took that for The Wife. She was up against Emily Blunt for Mary Poppins, Olivia Colman for Queen Anne in The Favorite, Lady Gaga for A Star is Born, and Melissa McCarthy for Can You Ever Forgive Me? Now, if you read the article down below that I wrote on the nominations, you know that my vote is cast. Well, it's not cast, but if I were voting, I would have voted for Olivia Colman for Queen Anne in The Favorite. I thought she knocked it out of the park. Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Leading Role. Rami Malek won for Bohemian Rhapsody, and he was up against Christian Bale for Vice, Bradley Cooper for A Star is Born, Viggo Mortensen for Green Book, and John David Washington for Black Klansman. So great job, Rami Malek. Congratulations there. You can check out who I think will win the Oscar again down below in the 2019 Oscar nominations article that I wrote. And then this one surprised me. Well, this will be the last one we'll touch on. Outstanding performance by a female actor in a supporting role. Emily Blunt gets it for her role as Evelyn Abbott in A Quiet Place, and she beat out Amy Adams for Vice, Margot Robbie for Mary Queen of Scots, Emma Stone for The Favorite, and Rachel Weisz for The Favorite. Emily Blunt surprised me because she didn't get nominated for the Academy Award. So to see her win the SAG Award was really surprising. So congratulations, Emily Blunt, for her role in A Quiet Place. That film was super good. If you haven't seen that, I don't know what you're waiting for. Stop sleeping on this film. It's called A Quiet Place. It is anything but quiet as a viewer, right? You will gasp, you will shock and awe. It's a really good film, and everybody in it does a really good job. So check out A Quiet Place. And again, congratulations, Emily Blunt. All right. And that is it for me this week. I am Jeremy Brunansky. Let's go ahead and get all this stuff closed out, and we will let you guys get back to your morning. Again, thank you so much for joining me for another special edition right here on YouTube. Again, I'm Jeremy Brunansky. Click subscribe because those movie reviews are coming, folks. We got The Upside coming this week, and we also have Serenity. So you can get my full spoiler review of Serenity to kind of clear up all of the confusion that you just heard about in that non-spoiler review right here on the show. So make sure you click subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified once those reviews post. Again, also, don't forget to check out the articles I've written down below for 2018. What did last year look like in film? 2019. What do we have to look forward to this year in film? What's getting ready to hit theaters? What can we be excited about? What has me curious? That article's waiting for you. And finally, Oscars, the 2019 Oscar nominations. I break down my thoughts, who I think will be the winners versus who I think were just a political vote, right? Who did they put in certain categories for politics? It's all right there, folks. We get spicy. Join us with the spice. It's all right there in that article. Check it out. All right, again, I'm Jeremy Brunansky. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching the full episode. Click subscribe, hit the bell, give me the thumbs up if you enjoyed any portion of this show. I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to let you guys get back to your Monday morning. Last Monday in January, folks, and then we're right into February, the season of love, right? Valentine's Day, or in my case, Arizona's birthday, same day as Valentine's Day. Most people don't know it. I just kicked some knowledge your way. That's right. February 14th is the state of Arizona's birthday. So happy birthday, Arizona, or happy Valentine's Day, whatever the case may be. Oh, before I go, I want to send a shout out to my parents because their wedding anniversary is coming up this year. 47 years together. My goodness. They have been married so long. It is ridiculous. 47 years. Congratulations, mom and dad. What an incredible accomplishment. You guys are closing in on the golden anniversary of 50. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I don't know how you guys did it, but 47 years together, that's awesome. That's inspiring. To everybody else that's been married a super long time, congratulations to you guys too. But hey, my parents' wedding anniversary is coming up this week. So shout out to them. There you go, mom and dad. Congratulations on 47 years together. Lots of love in the family. You got the grandkids and everything else. So congratulations, 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 and love you guys. All right. I'm Jeremy Brunansky. I'm going to get out of here. Hope you guys have a great week. We will see you next time, 10 a.m. PST, right here on YouTube to talk more movie news, movie reviews, and a little bit more. Until then, and as always, folks, I'm Jeremy Brunansky. Good night and good luck. See you next time.